Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to see how you can create your first AI chatbot using simple LLM and how you can deploy that application in AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Before I start, I'm Hari and this is your first time in our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's start. So here, what we're gonna do is we will create a simple chatbot using Python and the framework Flask API. With that, we just create a simple AI agent and we connected it with Google Gemini AI. I chose Gemini because it gives lots of free credits. So I'm go with Gemini AI. So once we completed that creating the application, we are gonna deploy this application in AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So hope if you are a beginner for DevOps as well as if you are practicing Python, this whole project helps you a lot. So let's start. So this is that application. Here you can see that Kubemate. So what this application is doing, it don't have any DB, so it's have a Flask session. So Python have a dedicated library which is creating a local sessions. So we using this because we don't want to complicate. We are just practicing Python, right? So I just using Flask session, and I'm just using this simple index.html for a web page because we need to give some input and we need some response, right? And before I explain that Python code, I just want to run what it actually doing. So cd Kubemate Python 3 main dot. You can see actually I already done something. So here you can see it already have two sessions. That's why it shows that history. So if we actually, if you want, you just click clear history. So it's cleared the history, like what we are actually experiencing in ChatGPT. Not that much, but a simple form. So I'm just asking, um, what is image full of back issue in Kubernetes? As I already said, this application is, I mean, this chatbot is not a generic chatbot. It is only dedicated for Kubernetes. Yeah. And one more thing is, forget about that UI, and I'm not good with UI stuff. So it shows like, okay, let's dive into image full of issue in Kubernetes. It's frustrating one, but amply often solving the error message means that Kubernetes pod failed to pull the necessary container images from your container registry like Docker, Google Container Registry, ECR. The pod keeps retrieving. So I got this message, right? So our chatbot is working in our local. Then now we are seeing what the code will do. Here you can see this main.py is that actual application. So in this, what I'm using is I'm using Flask. So I just import Flask, and for env I use .env, and for that I use that LangChain, which is actually famous in that AIML world. So we are using LangChain for that, and we are loading the env and Gemini API key. So for Gemini API key, what we actually wanna do is you just need to go Google AI Studio. So if you click Google AI Studio, it's time to build. It shows. And here, get API key. Here, look up API key, and you can create a one. I already have one, and I just copied and pasted it here in that .env. So here, if not API key, it shows error. And here, you are integrating the LLM. So LLM equal to chat Google generative AI. So here I define the models underscore Gemini 1.8 Flash. So if you have any other LLM keys like OpenAI, and most of the persons currently you are using Olama, any local models, you can using Open Router. I mean, if you are using DeepSeek, you are using Open Router, you can use that key also. And here, LangChain conversation chain setup, we are creating LLM and memory and verbose. So we are using verbose as false. So here LangChain conversation chain setup, we are just creating that chain setup and initialize the Flask. We are creating app Flask and app secret key session type session. So in this, what we're gonna do, like we are just one, we are posting our message and we just get the response. So we are just defining two HTTP requests, get and post, and we define the index and the response text user input. Both are we are just being it empty because in our index.html itself we are defining. And if chart history not in session chart history is empty. That's why like we are just clearing the history and it won't show anything. If not, we are just start. If request equal method equal to post. So we are define that upload file. We are, and here I forgot to mention one thing. We can also upload the file also. YAML files you have, you can upload that also. So user input, if it's a file or any log messages, it's just convert that file into proper format, and our application is try to read that. We can consider it as a simple AI agent. So you are a Kubernetes DevOps expert. Analyze this, and we are just giving our final input. What is final input? Final input as our file content or user input, which is actually what we enter. So convert it into as a markdown format, because you saw many files, right? Most of the LLMs output are kind of markdown files, which is not good to readable. So we are just converting it and send to our HTML, like this index.html. Here you can see index.html, render template, response text, user input, chat history, session. So here in this chat session history, which session history it actually belongs, we are just sending that. And we are just mentioning that main function. And here we mention that chat history. So if user click that clear, it actually clear, and anomaly is clean. Return redirect URL for index. So our main this page. I hope you understand this application. And like, I think we don't want to consider lots of things about index.html. So we are just define that form, and in that form, we are just try to call this application. I mean, this index.html we already call from here itself in this index.html. So if you want, you just go through this index.html. And one more thing is, before we start the deployment of this in AWS, here we created a Docker file. So from Python, if you knew for Python, so this is from like this is a Python application, right? So we are using Python 3.10 Slim. This is a Python image, and work directory /app. So which work directory we are gonna work, and copy requirements.txt. So in this requirements.txt, you can see python.env markdown. Markdown is for our proper markdown file, and LangChain is I mean, we need to install LangChain community, and LangChain Google Gemini system dependencies for building some Python packages. Uh, I like this. If you are actually deploying this in a VM or in your own like kind of version, this step is not wanted. But if you are using, if you are trying to follow as step like me, Elastic Beanstalk, this is actually you want, because Elastic Beanstalk is nothing but we are trying to deploy our application in an actual VM. So for that, that VM is actually don't have anything. So for that, we need to install some basic thing. For that, we use this thing like app get update, app get install, no installment recommends, kind of this we need to use. And we copy the entire app, and this is the Python application. So we expose the 5000 port and CMD Python 3 main.py. So I hope we completed the Docker image thing also. Next step is we are going to deploy this in Elastic Beanstalk. For that, uh, you actually need a AWS account. So if you don't have any AWS account, just go and give your credit card details. I think they just cut around 1 to 2 rupees. Then you got a free access. So, and the one more thing is, you need to create your access key and secret access key. I show how you can. So here, if you are new, you don't have anything. So you just need to go to user groups or users, first click users. I hope most of the people you are actually using root users. So in that, you need to create a user group. In that, you need to add many permissions like admin access, and create a user. For that user, just a minute. User this group, and here it shows add users, right? You just click add user, and you can create users. If you are actually having a user, you can add this here by this. You need to go to users and click users. Then here you come and add the users. So they got a default permission of the group. And here you can see access keys active. So here you just need to click create access key commands CLI. I understand. Next. Then you should need to give and the create access key. Once it created, you should need to download the CSV, because if you don't have this key, you can't able to deploy your application from your CLI. This is the must mandatory step you need to do for this deployment. So once you create it in your VS Code, I just do this. So in this, you need to check whether the AWS CLI is installed or not. If not, go and install that AWS CLI. I mean, link of that AWS CLI installation. We'll check that. And you need to give AWS configure. So it asks for access key, secret access key. I click default region name as US East 1 and I just click done. So we need to uh, set up our local Kubemate to deploy that application into EB. So for that, we need to install the EBCLI. So for EBCLI, so this is my GitHub repo for this chatbot stuff. So you can refer for the further deployment. So first, you need to check that it installed AWS EBCLI. It's already satisfied. You need to install that. Then next thing is EB init. EB init. It is actually initialize that Elastic Beanstalk in your repository because then only it can able to deploy it in cloud. And it shows the default region is US West Oregon. And I just click read. Enter your name. I already give Kubemate, that's why. So Kubemate, I'm not sure whether is there any redundant will be there. So I just using with S Kubemates. It appear you are using it, Docker. Is this correct? So it's just asking like whether our Docker message, Docker images, I mean the Docker file is correct or not. Yeah. So we'll give Y. And it asks like select a platform branch. We are going to use Amazon Linux or one. Do you want to set up SSH for your instance? I don't want because I just need to deploy this. So I don't, I just click N. So EV init is completed. Here you can see Elastic Beanstalk is initialized. It's just create a config YAML for all global application need. So this is automatically created by EV. Next step is EB create Kubemate ENV. So we already initialize the EB application in our local and we just try to create an environment. This is what like we are using Docker image build and we try to run that. Then only we have Containerizing kind of that. So EB create Kubemate ENV. I think it will take some time. So we'll wait for that. So we'll wait for some time. Yeah, Elastic Beanstalk itself creating all the things. So that creating environment is successfully. Now the next step is there any environment variable we have? Yes, we have the Google Gemini API key, right? So we need to give that because without if we didn't give that, how we get response even if we deploy. So I copy this comment, I paste it here. My region is yes, this. I hope so. I didn't do any mistakes. And the API key is here. And please create. Don't use my key because I'm itself using a free one. So here, what this command doing is AWS Elastic Beanstalk update environment. So when we create this environment, it don't have any environment variable. Now we are update the environment with environment name Kubemate env, and like that's how that we created right that Kubemate env. And option setting, namespace, AWS Elastic Beanstalk application environment. So in that environment, option name, Gemini API key, and the value is this, and which region. Region is US West 2. Just click enter, and it's created. Web server, type standard, environment. And we created environment in EB. The next step is we need to deploy that our application directly into that environment. For that, use EB deploy. So creating application version, very invalid, is an invalid. Yeah. What the mistake is like we currently, I mean, just now only we are updated, right? So it takes some time to update that optional environment. So we should wait for some time. Meanwhile, we check whether it's ready or not. And it shows AP status. It shows updating. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes. It's ready. The deploy is completed. Here you can see create application version archive app uploading Kubernetes app zip to S3. This may take a while. So what we go to that Elastic Beanstalk and we go to validation area. We'll go and check. I hope it will work. Yeah, it's working. So here you can see Kubernetes CNV EBA. This is the domain elasticbeanstalk.com. So now we'll check what is image full of back issue in Kubernetes or in something. I had basic issue versus this control issue. Yeah, here you can see I had a persistent control issue to help analyze the problem such as fixes persist persistent referring to. So I just give that wrong spelling, I think so. Persistent. Persistent volume claims in Kubernetes control issues could mean several things. So let's break it down. Possible interruption or troubleshooting setups. So it shows the result. Yeah, guys, we completed this project. Thanks for watching. And if you have any doubt, just comment below. And I just attach the blog post and the GitHub report. So kindly refer that.